Will Al Hilal get the job done against the Blues, or will Chelsea make their way to the Club World Cup final for the second time in their history? Watch until the end of this preview to hear all of my thoughts on tomorrow's match. Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my preview for the match that will be taking place tomorrow afternoon in the Club World Cup semi-final at the Mohammed bin Zayed Stadium in Saudi Arabia, of course, between Al Hilal and Chelsea, with kickoff at 4:30 p.m. UK time. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this preview is that firstly, I'll be giving you guys the team news concerning the Chelsea first team. I will then run you through my lineup based on the team news that I will be giving you guys very shortly, and lastly I'll be giving you guys a score prediction. So without further ado, let's get straight into this preview. Let's do it. So we shall begin this preview by taking a look at the Chelsea team news, and in this preview I only have one piece of information for you guys in regards to the Chelsea first team, and it concerns three players in Reece James, Mason Mount and Edouard Mendy, and this story explains that Reece James has travelled with the rest of the squad but will not be available throughout the competition due to the fact that he has not recovered from his injury yet, and it's a bit of a double-edged sword because I'm glad that he's travelled, but what was the point if he's not going to play? I mean, the very fact that he's travelled just tells me that there's a chance that he could play, but maybe I'm just looking at things, maybe I'm just looking into it too deeply, but that is the first part that concerns the Chelsea first team. The second part, which concerns Mason Mount, explains that he will face a late fitness test after he went off against Plymouth Argyle with a knock, so hopefully he's able to at least be on the bench. But we'll just have to see. We'll get a verdict in a matter of we'll get a verdict shortly, or in a matter of hours, shall I say. But yes, Mason Mount will be assessed very late on. And the third and final part of this story, which concerns Edouard Mendy, explains that he will be joining with the rest of the squad in a couple of days, possibly at most, after he of course took part in the African Cup of Nations final and won it with Senegal, and congratulations to him. But yes, he will be joining up with the rest of the squad in a matter of days. So that's it for the Chelsea team news. We shall now move on to my lineup based on the team news that I've just given you. Let's get into it. Now I am going to run you all through my lineup based on the team news that I've just given you, and yes, as always, we are going to begin by talking about the formation that I've chosen for my lineup. And in the case of this preview, or in the case of this lineup that I've constructed, I have chosen to go with a 4-3-3 because it has been working really well recently. Yes, against Plymouth Argyle we used this formation and we didn't play too great, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on how I think we should play in the part of this preview when I give you guys my score prediction, or in other words the part after this one. But anyways, I've chosen to go with a 4-3-3 because since we've been using it, we've not lost a game. So that's why I've gone with it. And in terms of the personnel that I've chosen to go with, I've gone with Kepa in goal because obviously we're going to need to have someone on the bench that can come on in case Kepa gets injured, and this is a big game for us because of course this is a competition that we've never won. But yes, I've gone with Kepa in goal, and another reason as to why I've gone with him in goal is because he's been absolutely brilliant recently. Against Plymouth Argyle, he did save us by saving that penalty, and he made some really good saves as well before extra time. So he deserves to play, and that's why I've gone with him in goal. In terms of my back four, I've gone with Cesar Azpilicueta at right back simply because we don't have anyone else, and even if we did, Right now, I'd struggle to see how any other player who can play in that position would get into the team ahead of him because he's been brilliant recently. And against Plymouth Argyle, he was easily the man of the match. He was he was everywhere. He was defending really well, and he was actually attacking really well. And that goal he scored just proves how good his attacking play was. It was an absolutely majestic goal, and funnily enough, he actually used to be a striker, and that was a striker's finish. But anyways, I digress. I've gone with him in that position for reasons that I've just given you, and we shall now move on to the centre back pairing. And I've gone with Thiago Silva and Antonio Rudiger because um, this is our best centre back pairing, and that is no discredit to any of our other centre backs. I just think that this is a centre back pairing that we should be going with in tomorrow's game because this is a big game and a game that we should be taking seriously. We all know what they can offer when they're playing together, and I do not think that this is the time to experiment with players um, in the lineup. So that's why I've gone with those two. And now to complete my back four, I've gone with Marcos Alonso. Now I know that some of you will debate this or debate my decision to go with him, but right now we just don't have anyone else. And some of you are going to argue that Kennedy can play there, which is a fairly valid debate. But again, like I just said, in regards to our centre backs, I don't think that this is the time to experiment. And that's why I've gone with Marcos Alonso in this position. Yes, defensively, he can get caught out at times, but we do know that he can do a job defensively on his day. Offensively, I think that down that left hand side, we're going to need someone of his quality because he is absolutely fantastic offensively, and he actually got the winner for us against Plymouth Argyle. And um, for that reason, I think he deserves to play. And that completes my back four. In terms of my midfield three, I've gone with Jorginho in the I've gone with Jorginho in the defensive midfield slash deep line playmaker position, because I do think that he is very good at dictating play and helping the team stay organised. Yes, sometimes he can take a bit too long on the ball, and sometimes he does get outdone in terms of physicality, but we all know what qualities he possesses, and we all know that he is absolutely brilliant at what he does. So that's why he deserves to play for me. And in terms of the two number eight positions, I have gone with Matteo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante because honestly, we both. Let me start that again. We all know what these two offer. Kante is slightly more defensive than Matteo Kovacic, but honestly, these two really give us a lot of energy in the middle of the park, and against a team like Al Hilal that will probably try to attack us, I think we're going to need those two in the middle of the park, and that's why I've gone with them. Yes, we haven't seen Kante in a little while, but there's a reason that he didn't play against Plymouth Argyle, and it's because of this. So he should have enough energy and he should be well rested for this game. So there's absolutely no reason why he can't start tomorrow, unless there's something that we don't know of. But there's, for me, no reason as to why he wouldn't be able to do a good job in that midfield if he starts. But yes, that's the central midfield pairing or number eight pairing that I've gone with. And now to get into the front three and complete my lineup. By doing so, I've gone with Hakim Ziyech in the right wing position. For me, he's been absolutely fantastic recently. Against Plymouth Argyle, he was easily our best attacking player. Could have scored, yes, but he could have had some assists as well, and that is absolutely not his fault. Some of the movement and some of the finishing in that game was just absolutely dreadful, and hopefully that gets rectified in tomorrow's game because I'll say it again, this is a competition that we've never won. But yes, Hakim Ziyech in the right wing position, and I struggle to see how anyone will think that he doesn't deserve to play. But anyways, we move on. Up front, I've gone with Timo Werner because for me, Romelu Lukaku doesn't deserve to play. He's been terrible recently. Against Plymouth Argyle, his movement was shocking. His finishing was dreadful. And he just didn't manage. He didn't get too much done. He got outmuscled set on several occasions. He was at fault for the goal we conceded. So for me, he doesn't deserve to play because offensively he's not been good recently, and defensively as well, he's not been too good recently. And I also heard some commentators or pundits saying that strikers should not have defensive responsibilities, which I completely disagree with. Defending starts from the front, and he's not been doing it too well recently. And I think that Timo Werner deserves to play because his work rate is second to none. So that's why I've gone with him up front. Yes, his finishing also needs to improve, but we all know how hard he works, and we all know how he never complains. So that's why I've gone with him up front. Yes, I could have gone with Kai Havertz up front, but again, not the time to experiment. And now to complete my lineup, I've gone with Callum Hudson-Odoi in the left wing position. I was contemplating going with Christian Pulisic, but I've decided to go with Callum Hudson-Odoi because I think that, yes, he wasn't too great against Plymouth Argyle, but he has been decent overall, so I think he does deserve to play in tomorrow's game. But that completes my lineup. I will be giving you guys a graphic showing you guys the formation that I've chosen and the players that I've chosen for my lineup right now, and we shall now move on to the final part of this preview, which is of course my score prediction. Let's get into it. Now, to finish off this preview, I am going to give you guys my score prediction. I have chosen to go with a 3-1 Chelsea win because I do believe that we should definitely not be underestimating Al Hilal, because I did see some of their play from the last round of this competition and they managed to beat ALHCHE by 6 goals to 1. So we absolutely have to take them seriously. In addition to that, they do have players in their team who we recognise. I mean, they have players in their team who managed to get the job done against us at Stamford Bridge with the likes of West Bromwich Albion, and by that I'm talking about the 5-2 loss that we endured back in April of last year. So we definitely have to take this game very seriously, and that is just a small sample of what they have in regards to their quality. So we have to be careful. We have to take this game very seriously. I'm looking forward to it because I've not seen us play in this competition in a long while. It's been over 10 years now, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get the job done. It's up to these players to be completely honest with you. But yes, those are the reasons as to why I've gone with a 3-1 Chelsea win. Please guys, do drop your score predictions in the comment section below. Just before I go, I'm just going to say that we have to do a lot better than we did against Plymouth Argyle if we're to get through, because for me that was not good enough. You all saw my review of that game. But anyways, do drop your score predictions in the comment section below and I'll do my very best to respond. That is it for this preview. First ever Club World Cup preview, but there you go. I'll see you all very soon. Come on, you Blues. Come on, Thomas Tuchel, and peace. Let's do it.